This is the Cafeteria Project presented by Team 6 for Engineering 1200. Our group has found that high school cafeteria food is so bad that students would rather skip lunch than eat. If students don't eat, then they can't concentrate in their classes. We have also found that students would want to give more input into their menu, so we decided to create a service that allows one Colorado School District's high school students to order food from a predetermined restaurant and also create a way for them to vote on student-made meals semester by semester. This problem has been around for far too long, so let's get on it. On demo day, my initial prototype was far from our opportunity statement, so I created a new prototype that better aligned with our product. This aspect of the program involves providing food items from the fast food service. We sent out a survey asking students for a preferred restaurant, how often this service would occur, and whether they would be willing to pay. Through this survey, we found that students were interested in having this service every Friday and were willing to pay for their order. Many of the fast food restaurants already offer a catering service. Using that catering service, we can create a form which students can fill out and submit to their schools to place their orders. We are still looking into the delivery fee and method, whether the school or state can pay for a delivery or have a parent volunteer pick up the order. Now we will introduce another aspect of our project.
Hi, this is Salah. So the purpose of this prototype was to identify the most amicable menu items for students using their feedback in line with standard nutritional guidelines. This prototype features dishes created weekly with the students' wants and needs in mind. Dishes that go along with a session and a pay card that students only need to fill once a month. To ensure the quality staff would receive food safety training. By implementing this plan, students would gain more enjoyment of the nutritious and have an easier time paying.
This is the student recipe plan. We wanted to include foods that students have input on, so to give them some real authority, we designed this prototype that allows them to create their own recipes. The last prototype we created was unrelated to and did not meet our users' wants or needs, so we elected to completely recreate it. In the initial testing of this new prototype, we found that students wanted more ingredient options. Broke it up into 3 sections. The first one outlines a list of possible ingredients for students to create recipes and a place to request additional items. The second section outlines a list of available kitchen equipment and their functions that recipes would need to adhere to. The final section outlines a standard menu of which up to 2 options can be replaced. If any issues arise, this menu could be employed unchanged. All the above options adhere to nutritional standards and are cheaper to produce than the average school lunch, including shipping costs. Students will use our next prototype to vote on what foods they want to see.
Through this portion of Jaden's prototype, it selects what foods will we put onto the student food survey. The student food survey is a bunch of different meals and pizzas that the students select, and based on the most popular choice, they're implemented that week. Additionally, there's a recipe submission form, which allows students to, if it meets these requirements, submit a recipe to be possibly considered and even put onto the menu for the week.
So what's next? On our last demo day, our prototypes weren't relevant and our audience had a hard time understanding our presentation format. So again, we elected to recreate the entire project. Results from user testing and surveys show that students would be happier if their school would let them order out, and that the student recipe plan offers a, quote, wide variety of options and the setup is easy to understand. Right now, this prototype would need to be revised to meet legal regulations, approved by the proper authorities, and tested on a small scale. The next steps would be to propose this idea to a school district and test if it works using Solid's prototype, review its efficacy, and then based on results, introduce it to schools across the state or even nation.
In conclusion, our design is more holistic towards students' wants and needs while also adhering to nutritional laws. Thank you for attending our presentation. This really is a problem, so it's time we step up and make a change.